Hey guys, I'm Tim Lynch with Red Dog Bushcraft, and today, well, I'm leaving the cabin after another good weekend. Had a great time. It's time to head home. It's the first day of sunshine we've had in several days. It rained just about the whole weekend here, so I'm going to take the opportunity to do a little road trip, and we're going to head right back there. We're going to take a look at those mountains on the way home. Fall color should be about midway to peak. We'll check them out. I'll bring you along. First thing we got to do is get this truck cleaned up. So whenever I come to the cabin, I always like to hit this razor wash. It is by far the best car wash I've ever seen. It really does a nice job cleaning up the truck. And you know what? If we're going to go on a road trip, we're going to film it, we need to have the truck looking as good as we can. Let's get this thing all cleaned up. That ain't perfect, but it's a whole lot better than it was. I think we'll be clean enough for a road trip. We'll clean it up some more once we get home. Then give you one more shot of this view of where we're heading before we head out there. So that's the mountain range that we're going to. That's the Blue Ridge. Pretty much central Virginia. Should be a nice trip home. It's 1 o'clock now, so we'll have a few hours of daylight. Well, just like usual, I've procrastinated leaving the cabin, and it's 2 o'clock. So our daylight is fading. So if we're going to go look at some fall colors, we got to get on the stick. But I'm going to tell you what, just the colors right around here ain't bad. We'll go see what we can get into. Let's get this show on the road. Well, we're still probably 30 minutes out from hitting anything more than rolling hills. I don't know exactly how far it is to the parkway, and to tell you the truth, I'm doing something that I really don't recommend, but it's part of an adventure that I've been doing when I leave the cabin, and that's finding different ways home. And I've got a pretty good general idea of where I'm going, and I know the direction, and I'm not that far from I can get to a handrail, if you will, that I know how to get back home. And I've got all day, the rest of the day and the night, and tomorrow if needs be. I don't have to go to work tomorrow, so it's all good. We're not on any type of time schedule. But with that said, I'm kind of just heading in a general direction to try to find the parkway and try to get some sunset views up there and just see some of the fall foliage. I was looking at the news last night, and they said, you know, from beginning to end, we're right about in the middle. But we've had a lot of rain here in the last few days, and that usually affects the colors, and some cooler temperatures are coming in the next couple of days, and that's going to start affecting it too. So I wanted to take advantage of what I could, but even the trip so far, the colors and the brilliance of the landscape is pretty intense. But anyway, for an adventure that I really don't know how to get where I want to go, I've got a pretty good idea in general. Usually I map out everything. I know exactly where I'm going. I'm running, you know, the GPS. I've got a map as a backup, but not this time. We're going to just kind of fly by the seat of our pants and see how it goes. So let's see, we've been on the road for about 40 minutes so far, and I'm almost out to a main highway that I believe then is going to start climbing the mountain and heading up towards the parkway. So we'll see. Well, there's the mountains. We're getting close. think we've made it to the approach. We're getting close to where we're climbing up to the entrance to the parkway. A lot of switchbacks, and we're definitely climbing the mountain at this point. Oh, by the way, sorry about the mountain right in your view. I know that's taking up like a third of the view of the screen, but I didn't bring the camera with me, so I'm having to shoot everything with my phone, and the only way I have to hold that phone in place other than hold it in my hand is that little mountain. I haven't quite figured out how to bend it to get it in a position where it's not giving you that view, but as soon as I get somewhere and I can stop, I'll see if I can try to adjust that one more time. I just wanted to give you an idea of the road climbing up. A lot of motorcycles up here today, and quite a bit of traffic, campers, big trucks, overland vans and pickup trucks. I even saw a couple of convoys, I guess you could call, or big groups of people coming down with kayaks on top of the vehicle. So a lot of activity going on up here for a Halloween day. Alright, I'll let you know when we get to the entrance of the park. Alright, there it is. We made it. So about an hour and 30 minutes and we're getting on the parkway. See if we can't get up here in time to see some views. So I just stopped at one of the rest stops and the bathrooms are open, the water's running, lights and all are on here, but I just talked to a fellow truck camper who was staying at one of the higher elevation campgrounds last night on the Blue Ridge Parkway, and he said last night was the date that they cut the power off to those sites, so they're starting to drain everything, getting ready for winter. I thought that was a pretty good tip. Holiday, with it being a Halloween weekend, and the leaves are about in the midway of the peak, and I would think that that's one of their biggest seasons. I was a little surprised that they're shutting those down already, but that was a good tip. Come up here and want to go camping, make sure you got your own power source or you're able to operate in boondock. All right, so made some quick adjustments to the cell phone mount. Let's see if we can do a little bit get you a little bit of a better view of what it looks like just driving through. So the colors are nice. They're pretty much what you would expect for Halloween, you know, those typical fall colors. Quite nice, very nice indeed. Traffic out here is not as heavy as I thought it would be. I was talking to some people and they said it was heavier this afternoon, but I guess the evening time's coming. It's the end of a weekend, so most people are heading home by this time. I just let it run a few minutes so you can get an idea of what it looks like. the sky. Shadows are getting long. Maybe we can get something that's some resemblance of a sunset photo. I think the photo shots at that overlook back there, that was it 20-minute rock or what have you, I think that was worth the entire trip up here today. That was something. And I've been through this part of the park before, but I don't remember that particular spot. You know, it's funny, you can travel it one way and you're getting all of the views, and the camera really doesn't do it justice trying to shoot this from a cell phone today. You really need to be looking out the side windows. A few of the overlooks, you have some nice views, but most of the views are while you're driving, and there's just not a place to pull over, and it's a little hard to try to manipulate the camera and get those shots, but it's nice, very nice. If you get a chance, and it's fall, it's worth the trip. Well, this was pretty cool. We stopped at this overlook here, and there is a mile marker or a plaque that's talking about the different views and the different points of interest from here. And one of them, if you've done any studying of the Appalachian Trail, is the Priest, and it's at 4,056 feet. And it's 5 miles to the south. 6 miles southwest is the Main Top Mountain, elevation 4,039. And then 4 miles southeast, Three Ridges Mountain, elevation 3,900. Torrey Ridge viewpoint's 300 feet in that direction, and the elevation right here is 2,690. Pretty cool, and it's neat to be this close. I bet the Appalachian Trail this time of year, the temperature swings is probably a little something to contend with, but the views must be incredible. Oh, what do you think, guys? A little bit more time just having a little view through the front windshield with me? I'll give you just a couple minutes. drive along for a couple of minutes and just shoot some footage, and maybe you're using this while you're running on the treadmill, give you some scenery while you're exercising. What a cool spot. And there's our sunset. Might be the last chance we get to get a sunset photo in that direction. Well, I found out where everybody's at on the parkway. They're at all of the overviews that are in the west, or where you're looking at the west, where the sunsets are. Everybody's stacked up in there. Man, you can't even think about finding a spot. But we found this neat little spot with some great views and a good sunset. And every time I say, well, this is probably my last chance to get a good sunset view, I find another one. But we're getting close to the end of our journey for today. So it's time to concentrate on trying to find some place to either make some food and then bring stuff in the truck to do that, or to get to town and maybe get a cheeseburger. We'll see. So I found something called the Humpback Rock Picnic Area. It's like a campground, but it's for picnicking. It's kind of cool. I have been to Humpback Rock before. Let's see, that says return loop. Oh, what the heck, it's an adventure. We'll go straight. This is probably a loop too. We'll see. I only see one other vehicle here. There's one family that has a fire going in one of the grills, and they're having a meal, and I think I'll do the same. Oh, here's another one. And it looks like there's a bathhouse or something down here. But there's just little picnic areas scattered all over the place. Really cool. I'll I'll just let the camera run for a minute. There's one other vehicle. You know, I don't know if there's overnighting allowed in here to camp or not, but if it is, this would be a really cool spot. And that looks like a bathroom of some sorts. So I can't tell if it's just from the leaf fall or not, but the place doesn't look like it's been maintained very well. There are a couple of porta-johns here. It looked like there was some construction going on at that little hut up there. The picnic tables and such, they're like concrete and rock, that type of stuff, so they're definitely serviceable. And those little grills, you know, they ain't a whole lot to them, but they're kind of hard to destroy. But I think we're going to stop right here and have some supper. All right, took a little work. I had to try to reposition in the parking spots without creating too much of a hassle. Try to face the back end of the truck where it's not getting any wind. Let's go back there and see what we can cook up. All right, a little bit of leftovers from last night, I think. We'll spice it up a little bit. All right, so get a little bit of, well, it's chicken and jasmine rice with a, I don't know, it's brown sugar and soy sauce, and you melt it together. And anyway, it's leftovers from last night. Get a little bit of water on, we'll make some coffee while we're here. Have a nice little stop. Well, that's looking pretty good. It's supposed to be a little sweet and have a little heat, so I found this Frank's Red Hot seasoning blend. I've never tried it. We're going to give that a shot, and if I like it, I'll put some of that in there. And then, of course, a little bit of Thai style sweet chili sauce. That ought to do the trick. Okay, first we'll try a little bit of this Frank's Red Hot. Wow. It's got some tang to it. We'll put just a little bit of that in there. And then, of course, I know I love me some sweet chili sauce. So, we'll go ahead and get that cracked open. Nice thing about having a refrigerator, I can take stuff like this. Don't have to worry about it being in the cooler, getting all messed up with water. So I'm going to add me a nice generous serving of that. All right, let's see how this works. All right, it's leftovers from last night, but it's been kicked up. Oh my word. I'm definitely glad that I stopped and that I had the ability to cook out of the truck rather than stopping at a burger joint. Not that I have anything against burger joints, I love them. All right, so let me tell you what we did last night. Last night I took a bag of pre-cooked, buy it off the shelf, jasmine rice. I was at the cabin, took a frying pan, I sauteed some onions and a little bit of ghee. Got them where they were starting to turn translucent, but they were still crunchy. Set them off to the side. Took that same pan, added some olive oil, put the chicken and the rice in there, brought it up to temperature. I put the onions back in. Before I did the chicken and the rice, I put in the frying pan with the chicken juice. Yes, I did the chicken juice, a little bit of olive oil, brown sugar, and soy sauce. And I made a sauce, cooking it nice and slow so it didn't burn the brown sugar. Then I dumped in the chicken and the rice, stirred it all together, dumped the onions in, mixed it in at the last minute, and that was supper last night. I took what was left of that today and I added this little bit of Frank's Red Hot Original Seasoning Blend. First time I've ever seen it. I love Frank's hot sauce, but I've never seen the powder. And then of course just a little bit of that Thai sweet chili sauce. And man, that really takes it to a next level. That's better than most of the takeout places that you'll go to. That recipe is a keeper. And of course, one of the most important parts of the meal is the coffee. So we got a little pour over action going here. It's just a little GSI pour over and Pathfinder stainless steel pot on the Coleman stove, and some good old Italian roast coffee, making that nice after dinner concoction of goodness. Finally ready. Oh, wow. That's awesome. I make it almost like drinking straight espresso, but I make a full-size cup and a thermos. It's going to be a long night getting home. This will get me there. Well, there's notices all over the place that you're in bear territory, and you know, we're at a picnic area, so be courteous and all of that stuff, and pick up your trash and dispose of it, but there's no dumpsters. So I guess we're packing our trash out. Hey, I guess all is not lost. There is a trash can. And it's a very full trash can. But anyway, we got the job done. Let's check out the bathroom. So the bathroom works and has running water and flush toilets. So that's cool. When I saw the porta-johns over there, I figured they were cut off, you know, either due to the COVID thing, or like that couple was telling me earlier, that everything's been shut down pretty much for winter. But I guess we're low enough in elevation that they're going to leave this one open a little while. So that's great, because we will definitely come back here again. I tell you what, those people that were camped down at those spots that are looking out for the sunset, they're really getting it right now. I tell you what, the colors and everything in the sky, the camera just does not do it justice. With all of the browns and yellows and the brilliant reds from the maples here and there, it's quite picturesque. Oh, all right. Well, the sun's fleeting, and I don't know how many more camera opportunities I'm going to get. Like I said, I'm shooting all this with nothing but my iPhone, so we're going to start making tracks home. That was a pretty cool adventure, I must admit. And if I get a chance to see any sunsets with those colors like that, I'll try to stop and take a picture of it. But if not, this is it. I'm going to wrap it up right here, and not many miles from here, I'm going to jump on the interstate and just run home. It's a little after 6 now, so we've made a full day out of it. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. It was fun. It was a good time on my behalf. Hope you got something out of it too. So until next time, I'm Tim Langston with Red Dog Bushcraft, here on another adventure with the overland trucking, and just going out and having some fun, doing a little bit of road trips. Until next time, God bless.